It has been stirring up controversy. The recently published article in the weekly newspaper, which states that big shot investors are leaving the country and taking their funds with them amidst fears of the country's future and a global economic downturn. The article, which reads, $300 million moved from TCI banks, has been reviewed by a number of financial experts who say that the staggering decrease in funds has more to do with investors removing their savings from tax-free havens such as the TCI to pay off debt or other obligations in their homeland.
The United States is where a majority of our investors come from, the United States and Canada. What is happening is that a lot of investors back in the U.S. are actually seeing their property values plummeted. In some cases, they have mortgages on these properties, and the mortgages on the properties is actually valued more than the actual value of the property. So many of these investors have cash investments overseas, and they're now having to tap into these investments to secure the lifestyle that they've been accustomed to over the years. The effects from the COI, the Commission on Inquiry, has some role to play, but I don't think it's a major role. I think the economic situation has a greater role to play. I would say about 60% of it has to do with the economic situation that many investors are facing right now, and I would say I would contribute the other 40% to the confidence that investors have in the running of the country, the day-to-day running of the country.
While a lot of the funds may be gone because of upcoming plans by the U.S. and the U.K. to tighten tax laws that will improve transparency in overseas funds from their residents, Director of Temple Financial Group Arthur Robinson says that the majority of the funds coming through the TCI banks are legit. Robinson tells News 4 that the massive removals of funds are being withdrawn because of lack of confidence in the runnings of the country.
For you to deposit $10,000 into a bank, any bank here in the TCI today, you have to clear it. You have to declare it. You have to show source of funds, where it came from, what have you. To wire monies out of here, every single dollar, U.S. dollars, has to go through a U.S. bank or through the Federal Reserve. So for us to say that this is drug money or illegal money leaving the country is irresponsible, because all of these funds have to find its way through a U.S. bank, through the government's bank, the Federal Reserve, on to its final destination. So majority of the monies I think that are here in the TCI are legitimate funds. Majority of the clients or investors who have their funds here, they actually do pay income tax.
Robinson noted that the financial market should begin showing signs of recovery late this year. However, the weekly news article shows a grimmer picture of what has been happening, stating that, quote, deposits held by the island's biggest financial players shrank from $1.3 billion to $1.09 billion between February 2008 and February 2009. In an interview with a reliable source from one money transaction firm, it was stated that money transactions have decreased by more than 80% from April of 2008 to April of 2009. The source that wanted to remain nameless tells News 4 that while there is a decrease in the amount of locals who are making transactions, there is definitely a slump in the amount of foreign workers that are sending remittances back home. The source credited the decrease to a plummeting job market.
But I think the main problem here is that a lot of people are leaving the country right now. There are very little jobs here, and the jobs that are here, I think the government is pushing to make sure that it's secured for the locals.
Robinson also said that part of the core problem is that banks are less lenient in lending money to businesses, which is making it harder for them to survive. He said that the government should find ways to inject money into the country, suggesting a decrease in certain taxes and no implementation of new ones at the moment. Robinson also suggested that the ban on work permits be lifted temporarily so that there is a circulation of funds in the country. For WYV4 News, I'm Angie Toussaint.